What's up, everybody? Our first live stream. It's pretty scary a little bit, but we'll get through it.
Hi, I'm here too. Hiding out in the corner.
She's hiding in the corner like she always does. All right. We had a busy day today. We went and bought a new car, or leased a new car.
Yeah, that's big, scary, lots of money handing out to people. Oh, God.
I can show you what it looks like. It was a 2022 Kia Telluride.
It's a nice car, but oh my Lord. Giving away that kind of money really makes my stomach hurt.
So this is basically what we're looking at here.
Yeah. We had a Kia Sorento that we leased, and now we've kind of moved to this one. Oh, they've changed the leasing rules. So, like, if you lease from Kia, you now have to go back to Kia.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way that it is for all cars now. So you can't lease a vehicle and at the end of the lease go to whoever's going to offer you the most money like you used to be able to. So, but we did get lucky this time with the amount of money they gave to us for our return.
Yeah, that was nice. Hi, Pickles. We've got one person here seeing us. Hello.
Drinking a can of Zevia. I've never been a fan of Zevia. We've tried them all.
Yeah. The kids liked them for a while. They just weren't our thing.
I think it's the stevia flavor in it.
Well, I don't know. If I'm going to drink a diet soda, I'm going to drink Diet Coke.
Yeah.
That's just my thing. You got a bottle of water with you. I have water with that Aldi tangerine orange.
I'm going to put some of this Kool-Aid in mine.
You going to put Kool-Aid?
Yeah. What flavor stevia you got? I think if I had to choose a flavor of stevia that I liked, I think it would be the ginger ale version.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought you liked that ginger ale.
Because it actually tasted like ginger, though.
Ginger root beer. Ooh, ginger root bear. Does it growl? I'm sorry. By the way, I have never done a live video anything. I've watched a few of them on YouTube, but I've never even commented on them because I'm snarky at best, and I apologize. I'm totally not trying to be rude. I'm just
I think I upset somebody yesterday by saying something about Wilford Brimley.
Oh, but don't worry about spelling and grammar and stuff like that.
I mess up all the time. It is crazy. Do not worry about it at all.
I will pick on you just as much as I pick on them. It's okay.
What's up, Jason? Glad you could join us.
Hi, Jason. I have a voice back, guys, which is amazing.
She couldn't talk for like a whole week. It was great.
Oh, it was the worst thing ever. Horrible. I had to download a text-to-talk app. The worst. I just can't. Imagine talking to a 3-year-old through a text-to-talk app.
But she thought it was fairly normal because she thinks everything's a touch screen. She tries to touch the TVs and stuff.
Yeah, but it was terrible. I hope I never have to do that again. I seriously empathize with anybody else who has laryngitis. And I just, that was awful.
I joked that it was an ear vacation.
Was it though? Was it really?
So we sat down to watch this Netflix comedy special by Earthquake, and she goes, she sits on her little thing and she types it out, and it's like, I've got my laughs ready, and then she put ha 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 in the little app that talks for her, and it was like ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
It was funnier than the special.
Well, the worst part is needing to laugh, and all you can do is, and even that hurt. So yeah, it was not fun. Not a fun time for me. If you haven't noticed already, I talk a ton. So if when not having my voice was absolutely miserable, and I had to miss 2 days of work, which is even worse because I'm a workaholic, and if I can't go to work, I feel very, I don't know, useless.
It's very it was very difficult because I'm used to just calling her for things, or like just saying, hey, oh, call so and so, call the kids, whatever. And that doesn't work when you can't talk.
Yeah, when you said, hey, call and see how the girl's doing, I was like, really? Really? How's that gonna work?
Yeah. So we've got 3 people watching, which I think is 2 because you count as 1.
I do count as 1. I'm watching so that I can see
All the comments.
the comments. I can't see anything otherwise because I'm not aimed at the screen. So
right.
I'm tucked in with my heated blanket, although I only cranked it up to 6 and now I'm more cold, so I'm going up to 8.
How hot does it go?
It goes to 10.
No, it needs to go to 11.
I know. It does not go to 11. You can crank it all the way up, still no 11. Hi.
So what kind of questions do you have if you are in this and you want to know stuff about us? And there's 2 of you. Which is better than I thought was going to show up.
Well, I'm super happy that we have 2 people.
Right. I am too. I was like, it's always one of those things I'm like, we're going to do a live and no one's going to show up.
Well, I'm sorry that we did have to postpone it. Maybe we would have had more if we didn't have to postpone it, but we are happy to have the 2 of you here.
So the first question, let's see if I can get it to come up here.
I can read it. I have it right here.
So Jason says he often has a sore throat after live streams, as they usually talk, or usually when I talk the most of my day-to-day life. I do live streams on Tuesdays on another friend's podcast or another friend's live stream. We do a Toxic Tuesday where we talk about like 70s and 80s, typically action movies, but we just did Animal House last week and we're doing Spaceballs this coming Tuesday. But it doesn't normally affect my voice too much.
I at work, I'm a nurse, so I spend a lot of my time talking all day long, essentially educating patients, talking to other people. Lately, I've been training a lot of new nurses or new staff, and so that takes, you'd be surprised just the level of talking, like it changes in your day-to-day, just dealing with patients. You get downtime in between, but when you have an orientee and you're having to teach them a lot of stuff, there's a lot that you just feel like you talk all day long, and when you go home, you're just, your voice is hoarse. But when I had gone to work the Wednesday prior to our originally scheduled stream, and I was feeling not the greatest, but fine. And when I got home, by the time I pulled in, into the driveway, I couldn't make words anymore. It was just whispers, and it was painful to do. So the next question is from Pickles. It says, if you want to pop it up on the screen.
Yeah. Do you know Doom or its music, like the video game? Or
is it a band?
I mean, we could talk Doom bands all night. I know
well,
those.
You could. I'd sit here and zone out.
But a video game I didn't play very much. I think I didn't know much about it. I don't know much about the music. I know that, or was that Quake? I think 9 Inch Nails did a lot of the music to Quake. So I don't know much about the music from Doom. I played a lot of Duke Nukem. That was like the first game that I got that you could play on my computer where I could play over the internet with other people. That was in like, I don't know, 96.
I got the Mario video game music in my head. I can tell you that. But you guys know.
Yeah, I haven't played video games in a long time, and I never played Doom.
Yeah. The kids do a lot of video games, but it's not really our thing. When we play video games, it's usually because the middle child has found something he thinks we're going to love. And then he'll come over with his PlayStation and hook it up and be like, we're going to play this. It's going to be great. And like the last one he brought, what was that game? Something about magic.
I know it was a wizard game. I know it was like,
I don't know what it was. It's a relatively new wizardy game. And I got really good at blowing myself up.
Yeah, I could totally cast fire. It was weird because you had to like do these weird spells and they were like different button combinations to do spells. So that was kind of fun. We like the Jackbox party packs.
That's our speed. We play like board games of like categories and stuff like that. And then when we do video games, it's more like Jackbox where everybody can kind of play along and we can all be silly and sarcastic. But like the video games, when we play those with him, you know, it's a testament to how quickly I can die in all the games. And then Jason said he spends a lot of days alone and only talks to himself. You know what? I talk to myself all the time. I
talk to a 3-year-old all day. So my best friend is a toddler. And so I kind of feel like I'm talking to someone. Well, I mean, she's like a sponge, so she's obviously soaking it all up. Or I'm talking to a camera. Or when we do our reviews, we talk to a camera, but we're usually bouncing off of each other. I hope you guys enjoy that, by the way, because I really enjoy making those, even if they don't seem to get a lot of views, but I like doing them anyway. They're fun, and I think we make them pretty funny. Wow. And Jason said the sub count is still progressing very well, and I mean it's gone way faster than I ever anticipated, because a year ago, right about this week, I was at like 250 subscribers, and now I'm at like over 14, almost 1420 maybe. I haven't checked.
Not in the last hour.
No.
Well, I think it's doing pretty well. Honestly, when you said you wanted to do YouTube, I was kind of like, well, that's not a career. That's not a life choice. Okay, sure. We'll figure this out. What in the hell? And then like the further on we go and the more you do it, the more it's, you're enjoying it. So essentially, this became a lifestyle for you because Dustin lost his job during the pandemic and really had no interest in going back to what he was doing.
Yeah. I was kind of done. I did insurance for like 14, 15 years or so. So like that whole office job, when that was done, my thought was, well, I'll just go and do whatever I can do. And then basically the opportunity came up for me to stay home and watch our granddaughter. And then we have a side eBay business, and I started posting and listing coffee mugs and hard goods. She does a lot of the clothing. I know we talked about that in our weird things about us, but I was trying to do the clothing stuff for her, but it was such a learning curve. I didn't know. I was spending just about as much time looking up what I was trying to list as I was listing, because she already knows. She already knows what it is, because she knows what it is. She knew why she bought it. And I'm just kind of going behind her going, well, she's got pictures of this. Now I got to put it up there and put a description and make it sellable, similar to what you do on YouTube, right? So the same thing, there's an SEO. Yeah. So there's the optimization algorithm. So you got to basically like name it what you want it to, name a video so that it pops and people see it, and, use the right words and all that stuff.
I'm going to cut in and say, hi, DNA Junkie. Thank you for joining us. Says that they semi-retired from insurance also.
Oh, that's awesome. I did auto for a bulk of that. I did auto, total loss. And then I switched companies in 2019 and went into life insurance. And then that's where I worked until the pandemic. And then that came to an end. And now I'm doing this among a whole bunch of other stuff. Jason asked me, like, do I find cross posting on Instagram helps? I don't know how much it helps, because I think people who are very invested in Instagram don't necessarily care about YouTube and vice versa. But I still do, because when I post on Instagram, it goes to my my Facebook blog, it goes to my Tumblr and my Twitter all at the same time. So when I make one Instagram post, it goes to those three places, and then Tumblr also then cross posts it back to Twitter again. So each time I do it, I'm getting like 2 Twitter posts out of each one. So that, and I think TikTok was very integral in driving some numbers in the beginning when I was before I lost my actual Keto Simple TikTok. So I started a TikTok under Keto Simple, and then my phone just kind of like totally
geeked out.
Yeah, geeked out. I had to do a hard reset. And when I logged back into my phone and started getting back into all my accounts, I couldn't get back in to my TikTok. So I had to just create a whole new TikTok. That's why it's Keto Simple _ if you've clicked on any of my links in my like link tree and stuff. Yeah, so I was never successful in getting into that one. And now this one's bigger than the other one was. So yeah.
Yeah, learning all the social media platforms is something that Dustin really excels at. I don't. I have an Instagram. I tried it for a while to help boost my eBay sales, and I would get some interest, but the majority of other people following me are other people who are also selling things. So that's not super helpful, because they don't want to buy what I'm selling, because I'm trying to make a profit and they're trying to make a profit. But I got a lot of, hey, that's a really cool thing you got listed. So, and I'm not one of those people who's really great about continually posting things either. I have so much going on that I'm overwhelmed.
So this is one of the things that I think when we go on road trips in general, we try to be good. Like on the way, so the last road trip we really took was she had a nursing conference in Atlanta, and we live in the Midwest, so we live in Indiana. So I took a road trip and drove and met her in Atlanta towards the end of her conference, and then we took a little side trip after that to Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. But if you've done any like road tripping in the South, then hopefully you're familiar with a place called Buc-ee's. And
oh, love that place.
Oh man, it's so hard to be good. And I mean, they have a lot of keto stuff, but like you walk in and they're making fudge, and they're making roasted sugary pecans and almonds, and they have like a huge dessert case, and then they have a huge case of beef jerky. Now, I don't think we've ever looked at the nutrition on their beef jerky. I'm sure it's awful, but the turkey jerky
is delicious.
Oh, it's amazing. So road trips for us, like we drive to Alabama once a year usually. This year we're going to Colorado instead, and so we're flying. But yeah, so road trips for us, like that's one of our favorite things. Just being in the car, the two of us, we'll listen to a book, snack.
Yeah. What was the book we were listening to last time?
Jack Carr novel, like the 4th or 5th Jack Carr novel, like whatever the newest one was, in July of last year.
I can't remember. That's the one about the military guy.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that one. And then what's the other series we listened to about the supernatural people?
The supernatural people?
Yeah.
Was it the, I don't know which one it was.
It was the one that like they like he was in a graveyard and he was killing a bunch of people.
Oh yeah. It was like a monster hunter, like Bubba the Monster Hunter or something like that.
Yeah. The guy's name was Bubba.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff too. So yeah, at first TikTok was one of those things, but then when I switched and had to do the Keto Simple _ account, there was like a month I had like 100,000 views. So it's a dumpster fire, but it's a dumpster fire that people pay attention to right now. So if I'm going to make a YouTube short anyway, then I might as well cross post it over to Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. I wish you could set those up to where it posted both, but it doesn't for some strange reason. So you have to go and manually post it on both, and then over on TikTok. So realistically, if I'm going to spend the time to film and edit a short, which doesn't take me any less time to make than my normal videos. So if I can post it in 4 places instead of just one, like my long forms, then I'm going to do it. I'm thinking actually about starting to post some of my videos on other platforms, maybe like Spotify. I think Spotify, you can post up to 10 hours, I think, or 3 hours. It's 3 hours. So maybe, I don't know. I'll see if that does anything for me. I doubt it, but it doesn't hurt to try. And then Jason says that Instagram for him has been great. And he also found that most people there aren't too interested in YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I've found some slow success with Instagram. I've finally reached over 5,000 followers on Instagram, which has taken me like 6 years. Actually, a little longer than that, because it used to be my original personal account. And then when I decided to go keto, or when we found it and decided to go keto back in 2016, then I just went and changed the name and then created a whole new account a couple years later with the name that I had on my old one. So, yeah. So you don't even edit your shorts anymore. You only use the app now. I had one short taken from me from Instagram. I posted as a reel, and somebody like took it and posted it as their own, but they didn't. They posted it as like a normal, like 1x1 or whatever, like 1x1, like a normal sized video instead of a full like reel. And so all my stuff was cropped out of it. So that's why if you do see any of my newer content, that is
got your logo.
It's got my logo like
ghosted.
Yeah, ghosted logo in the middle. Because there's so many accounts out there that just jack your stuff and don't even give any kind of credit. So I figure if I can do that, then either they won't take it, or if they do take it, then at least people will know that it belongs to somebody else. Yeah. Because I know that like Keto Snacks, his stuff is taken and thrown all over the internet. And the same thing with like Low Carb Love, her stuff is taken and you find it all over the internet, with or without kind of like their acknowledgement or whatever, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh, Marvel, 100%.
Yes.
Oh, I know that's controversial, but DC can't put a good movie out to save its life.
And we've had this conversation before with the kids. So the problem is DC doesn't have the stories that Marvel has. So Marvel doesn't just have this one character, or this one character with this one character trait. Their characters have full-blown lives outside of being superheroes, right?
Right.
Whereas, like
what does Superman do? I mean, what is he, like a reporter? But not really?
but it's not interesting enough to be its own sideline.
I think he might be the most interesting one, like him, or
right?
Because Batman, what is he? Just a playboy?
He's just a millionaire.
Yeah, he's just rich. He's an embezzler from his own company.
Right. Like, so we went and saw the new Batman.
Don't give any spoilers, though.
I'm going to try not to. But after the first hour.
It's 3 hours, by the way.
After the first hour, I looked over at my son and I was just like.
I was enjoying it.
I'm done. Like, I'm finished. I'm done. And we just started cracking jokes through the rest of the movie. And I know that that's terrible. And it's gotten great reviews. But that movie was so long. They could have easily cut out an hour and a half of content and you still would have had a full movie that had a beginning, middle, and end. Unfortunately, the middle was just, I don't know, a bunch of random scenes that kind of they all fit together, but you're like, why did I need to know that? What does that have to do with anything? I don't really care.
And all the while I'm sitting in the theater because, so I'm not invested in this movie. I went because I wanted to. I heard it had good reviews, and the last bunch of DC movies have been dumpster fires. Okay. Yes. So So I wanted, and I was enjoying it and enjoying it for what it was. It was a movie theater experience. I wasn't watching it on my couch. I was sitting in a movie theater with my family who wouldn't shut up.
It was
Oh, they
amazing.
would not shut
Oh my God.
up.
We could not stop laughing. And I feel bad for the other people in the theater because I'm trying to be quiet. I really am. But sometimes I just can't shut up. I just can't. And we're just cracking jokes and laughing so hard. And there's one funny joke in the whole damn movie. And like I laughed so hard it was unnatural. Like I'm the only person in the
Because
theater
if you watch
laughing.
it, so if you watch the weird facts about us, was that the one we talked about it?
My sixth sense of humor.
Yeah, your sixth sense of humor and
Yes.
laughing at the person guitar. It's
Yes.
it's in that vein. So if you haven't seen it and you want to hear the joke as you want to, then cool, then we'll leave that for you. But it's in that kind of vein of humor. So
And GW agrees and says it was so boring. Hi GW, thank you for joining us. Well, there's this one joke. Now that's one of the other reasons why Marvel is so good instead of DC, because they make fun of themselves. There are jokes in every one of their movies, even the Thor movies, which most of them were kind of
that new one is so good. I've watched it like 20 times.
right. But there were
He's a guy from work.
right. But there are jokes. It's funny. So you're not only interested in the story, there's a comedic element to it. Whereas in Batman, 3 hours of that awful movie, and there's one joke. One. And it was a good one. It was a really good one. Like, I mean, it was terrible, but it was really good. The timing couldn't have been better for that joke. But then that was it. And the rest of the movie felt
It
flat.
was so serious. It was so like it had that air of like that TV show called The Killing that was based in Seattle, and it rained
Oh dear
all
God,
the time.
that movie or that show was just
But
awful.
I mean, it was the most depressing, or like everybody's wet all the time.
It was dark and rainy through this whole movie, and I'm like, how do you watch this and not just feel like, God, I hate my life? Are we done yet?
But I liked it, and I did get frustrated with the talking, and then I enjoyed, basically talking shit about it because we went out to eat afterwards with everybody, and we basically pulled it apart. And I understood why they didn't like it, and the fact that I liked it really had nothing to do with the story itself. It was, the cinematography was amazing, like the acting was okay. Kravitz's daughter is smoking hot.
She is.
She's beautiful, gorgeous, just.
She plays her role well. That's the one thing that I think really frustrated me about that new Batman is that the cinematography is beautiful. It's actually, other than being depressing as hell, it's beautifully done. The acting is good. It's good. But the movie itself is horrible.
But I think it's better than I thought it was going to be, and better than all the other DC offerings. Well, there's like what the one we watched that was halfway, like the first Wonder Woman was at least halfway entertaining. Yeah, then they ruined it with the second one by like going back on.
Wonder Woman was okay. But if you compared it to any of the Marvel movies, you're like, it's just not.
And we want to look at this one right here. Tom Holland, 100%.
Oh, yes.
Because he embodies that kid.
Yes. The other ones were
good when they came. Well, not the middle one, whatever his name was. I watched like 10 minutes of The Amazing Spider-Man, and I was like, this is the same old shit. Because I'd already invested so heavily in the first three.
The Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, the Tobey Maguire ones. I'd invested. I went and saw all those, and then like the middle one, I was like, I don't have time to watch this. And then the new one is just he like and reinvigorates it. It's fun. I know he's kind of like Tony Stark too,
right? But he's young in spirit, and his voice and everything about him, he has personality, and I think he brings that to the role more so than the other ones did. Like he's got that kid-like unsureness of himself, but then he also, is like, whoa, this is like he acts it's written, I'm sure, not just his own personality, but for that character, for him playing it, he really acts like I think any teenager would if that happened to them. Like, oh crap, what is going on?
Right.
You know, he really played that very, very well, and I think the character is good in the more recent movies, and I think the actor himself, what's his name again? You just said
Tom Holland. Then he was in that Netflix movie that was real dark and weird too.
But he's just adorable as a human being, and I don't know how he is actually. You know, obviously face to face as a person. Never had the luxury of meeting him, but he just comes off as like a really good kid. You know, he may just be the most terrible thing on earth, but he comes off as a really good kid. And when he and Zendaya did that lip sync battle, and I know I don't watch that kind of junk very often, but it was amazing. Him dressed up as Rihanna doing Umbrella was hilarious. I was dying laughing. It was one of the best things I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I just thoroughly enjoy him, and I kind of want to see that new movie he's in with Marky Mark.
Oh yeah,
the Uncharted movie. We'll probably wait for that to.
The kids said that they're so they play that video game, I guess, and so they said that they don't believe the casting, that the casting doesn't seem like a good plan. And I don't know, I don't play the game, so hopefully the story is good and the movie itself turns out well. But I like Tom Holland as what I get from him as a person, and he played the Spider-Man role so well. I really think it was made for him. As far as all of the Spider-Man movies, I was really shocked that No Way Home was as good as it was. Like, when they had all of those older characters, I'm like, okay, I'm into this. I hope everybody's seen it, by the way. I hope I'm not spoiling it.
You can spoil movies from like 30 years ago. So, I mean, it's almost impossible to appease everybody. But
yeah. But when they brought back the other two Spider-Men, I was just like, oh my God, this is so good, because you remember them and they were a part of your life at that point in time. And you kind of like, it was such a good movie too. Definitely Tom Holland, but I liked the throwback and the bring back of everybody in that Spider-Man No Way Home movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the fourth one. I guess it's announced. It's part of like phase 4 or 5. I don't even know. I can't keep up anymore.
Well, from the press releases that Tom Holland has made, he's essentially passing off the role, is my understanding. I don't know.
I mean, eventually he's going to get to where he's too old to play that role.
Right. But my understanding, and it may not be this next movie, it may be whatever, I don't know. But from what he's put out, he's ready to be done with the role.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, but can other roles he do? I mean, next things he does, will it hold up and will he end up trying to come back?
I guess it will depend on how good of an actor he is, because
I guess
he was so good at Spider-Man. Is he going to be able to morph into other
Or people
things?
are going to only see him as Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you get a lot of that with like
anymore with Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, no matter what movie he was ever in. I swear, even in the 80s. He was still Iron Man. He had always
weird science.
Always was just a badass. He just was.
He was an asshole in that movie.
He plays an asshole in every movie. He is an asshole. I don't know how he is personally, obviously, but as a character, that's what he plays in every movie. It's the same thing like with Ryan Reynolds. I friggin' love Ryan Reynolds. He is adorable. I think he's a fabulous. He plays Ryan Reynolds so well, but he plays Ryan Reynolds in every movie that he's in. He doesn't play anybody else. He plays Ryan Reynolds. That's just what you get out of his personality. And he does it so well. And that's every movie you watch is him. It's the same guy, just like Robert Downey Jr. Every movie he has ever been in, he's always been Iron Man. He's always been Robert Downey Jr. He has always been an asshat.
Yes, Mike. Yes. Ryan for president, even though he's Canadian.
You know what? I think I'd be willing to sway.
If we didn't get Arnold Schwarzenegger as president, we're not going to get Ryan Reynolds as president. Maybe we could have The Rock as president.
You're just happy about that show. What is it? Young Rock? Is that what it's called?
I think it's called Young Rock, yeah.
Yeah, where he's essentially campaigning for president through that show. You're just like, yeah, I'm on board.
I mean, he can't be any worse. I mean,
we are not going to get into politics.
I don't
Please
want
do
to.
not ask any political questions.
Yeah. We've got Canadian people watching us too, so.
I like Canucks.
Yeah. I want to visit like Toronto and stuff. And there's a lake up, like it's about 30 hours from here. I can't remember where it is, but it's up in like the western part of Canada somewhere. There's a lake I want to visit. I saw pictures of it not too long ago, and I saw how far it was.
I imagine there's lots of lakes in Canada.
I know, but this one was like, you know how I wanted to go to Bear Lake real bad?
Yeah.
This is like that.
Yeah, my oldest sister was born in Canada. Woo.
Hey. What was that movie we watched? It was like supposed to be based in Canada. Oh, that Turning Red. There was not a single person that was like, hey.
That new Disney movie, Turning Red.
It's based in Toronto, and no one was like, what's this all about?
Well, maybe they're trying to get rid of that stereotype.
I don't want them to.
I know. You just...
Big. It's a bag full of a boot.
Oh, now you're just being mean to Canadians.
I'm not. I love Canadians. Growing up, one of my best friends was Canadian. He was from Toronto. Now he lives in Wisconsin.
That's really just like Southern Canada.
You know, Jason, I know you say, you know, like you're from Toronto, but I'm from Indiana. Okay. I mean, granted, we have some stuff that we see all the time. We're like, meh, like we've got,
there's nothing to see.
We've got the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is,
that's about it.
I mean, and we do have more monuments per, like, I think the second amount of monuments per capita of any state besides DC.
Name more than the downtown monument.
There's a Soldier and Sailor monument.
That's the one downtown.
I know, but there's all their monuments downtown. That's why we have Indianapolis has more monuments. We're number 2.
Right, but none of ours are known. We got one.
No.
And then we got the Motor Speedway. That's what we got.
We have the biggest children's museum.
Actually, the Children's Museum is pretty freaking amazing. I will give Indianapolis that. The Indianapolis Children's Museum is pretty awesome. I would go there even without children.
You've been to Indiana? Where'd you go? Where'd you visit? I mean,
why did you visit?
I mean, to keep it keto, we do have Rockstar Pizza.
Oh yes, Rockstar Pizza in Brownsburg, Indiana. Woo woo. They carry some good stuff.
Legit keto.
They even have keto soups sometimes on their buffet. They have keto desserts.
Mike, you live in Indiana too. Down the street from me. Oh, poor nothing about it.
Yeah, Mellencamp, I don't want to claim him.
Oh yeah, there's that.
I mean, that is a thing.
Shipshewana? Where the hell is Shipshewana?
The flea market in Shipshewana. I've heard of that.
We have Michael Jackson, Shannon Hoon.
Oh, Shannon Hoon. Yeah.
Didn't we have Axl Rose too? Yeah, Axl Rose is from here.
Axl Rose is from Indiana?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Him and Shannon Hoon knew each other.
Well, I know Shannon Hoon.
Yeah, but Axl Rose, Shannon Hoon.
He was from.
Your sister almost dated Shannon Hoon.
Yes, one of my sisters almost dated Shannon Hoon.
That's Blind Melon, by the way, the singer who's dead from Blind Melon.
Somebody she knew was his mom, and she kept trying to set them up together. And that just wasn't, I guess somebody she knew was his mom. She knew his mom.
Yeah.
And his mom kept trying to set them up. That did not turn out, obviously. I guess not obvious to you, obvious to me, but whatever.
Yeah. So, and there's others too, I'm sure. I mean, we've got how many Doom bands we have?
I'm sure there are famous people from Indiana, but I think they got famous because they left this place, not because they're still here.
We have dry counties in Indiana?
Do we?
I guess Shipshewana, whatever county is in, is dry. But I mean, the rest of the state isn't. I guess it's like,
you can finally buy alcohol
on Sunday here.
They just passed that. Was it last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
It was an 80-year tradition. We could not buy like booze and like beer from like liquor stores or grocery stores on Sunday. There was some beer carry out and some carry out from places that sold food. Like if you went to a restaurant, you could get a drink or whatever.
Letterman's from here too.
Oh yeah, David Letterman's from here. I don't necessarily think it's just because it's an Amish community, because I don't know. You would think they would drink too, you know what I mean? Because
I don't know anything about the Amish other than the fact that they drive buggies and they wear bonnets and have beards. That's all I've got.
Well, I know what the kicker from the Colts said about the Amish.
Which one?
The most famous kicker we've ever had. Not the punter, the funny guy who does comedy now.
The one who went swimming.
In
Broad Ripple.
He was drunk swimming in the canal in Broad Ripple. Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name?
I can't think of his name. Do you know what his name is, Mike? The punter we lost, who was the best punter ever.
He's not even in the NFL anymore.
No. He does like a comedy YouTube channel now. No, not Grink. Ugh. You're thinking Fink. Let's see. At least you can buy it at corner stores. We have to go to government run because that's why I would never live in Canada. Too much government overreach. Not like we're getting that here too. But I'm not trying to go there either. But we can't even buy cold beer in our grocery stores in Indiana.
Yeah.
Or you could. And if you go to a liquor store, you can't buy any beverages that aren't liquor cold. Like you can't buy cold sodas. The only thing that they can keep cold is things that have to be cold, like orange juice.
Yeah,
because they think that you're going to start bar mixing in the car,
in the parking lot.
Then I'm like, if you're an alcoholic enough to mix in the parking lot, you don't care if it's warm,
right? No, it's not Gronkowski. What was his name? I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, Google.
Hang on, let me
googly boogly it.
Great googly moogly.
Mike knows it. He's just holding out on us.
Is that what it is?
He is.
Nope, that's not it.
And what is it? It's going to come to me right before you Google
Pat
it.
McAfee.
Yeah, Pat McAfee is who I'm talking about.
Yes, he went swimming in the
Broad Ripple Canal.
The Broad Ripple Canal, which
he got arrested for that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
that was funny. That was in his first year too, because they were all talking about, oh, we got this brand new kicker. Oh, he's gonna be great. He's gonna be great.
And he was.
Oh God, he's been arrested.
Well, I mean, if you ever want to, I'm not going to tell his story, his Amish story, because I don't think this is the proper venue for that. But if you ever want to look it up, I'm sure he tells it on podcasts and stuff. But because I heard it somewhere, obviously, probably on Bob and Tom or something. But
yeah, he was on Bob and Tom a lot.
Yeah. I mean, we do have the Colts, we have the Pacers. We don't have a real hockey team, but we did have the Indianapolis Ice.
And now it's the Indy Fuel.
The Fuel. But when it was the Ice back in the 70s, and Wayne Gretzky played for us in his first year before he went pro. So we had Gretzky for like a season before I was born.
A lot of the private schools around here have hockey teams.
Yeah, your school had a hockey team.
Yeah. They have like
Pike. I went to Pike. We didn't even have a field hockey team.
No, the like uppity private schools have hockey teams, and they actually have players that some of them go on to actually play. So
it's weird. Like places in the United States have a hockey team you would never imagine. Like Nashville, Tennessee has a hockey team. Vegas just had one. I guess they went to the finals. Then they're the Vegas. I don't know. I just know about it because the poker players I follow talk about it. But
just so you're aware, I just cranked my blanket up to 10.
All the way to 10. You weren't.
All the way to 10. I am freezing.
And you're sitting by my computer too. It's toasty thing.
I'm cold. I'm even gonna tuck from.
You don't have a real hockey team either. Don't you have the Maple Leafs? That's the one we all know about it. Oh, the Golden Knights in Vegas. That's right. Yeah, it's the Golden Knights. I went to one NHL game in my life. We went to Pittsburgh to see the Penguins play the New Jersey Devils. I couldn't tell you. I think it was like 2004 or 5. I don't know. I don't even know who won. I just know I was supposed to see Clutch that weekend, and that fell through. But that was a weekend I did spend in an iced over Columbus, Ohio hotel with Shane Emery from Napalm Death. That was really awesome. But Doubtful any of you know, besides Mikey, know about that. Know who
Probably
Napalm Death
stories you
is.
shouldn't be sharing.
Well, I'm not going to go into details, but yeah.
You've lived a life.
Oh, congratulations. The state championship game. That's amazing.
Yeah, congrats. That's awesome. Thanks for stopping in.
We appreciate it very much.
Our kids played
rugby.
All three of them did. So it started with our daughter.
Yeah.
She started her senior year, right?
Was not that it was for junior year?
I don't remember if she played 1 or 2 seasons, but the girls team was fun to watch, but they didn't really they didn't win much, but they were fun to watch and it was a good time. Our middle child was on the boys team, and
then they ended up doing travel games.
They did a lot of travel games. That was one of the most expensive sports I've ever freaking heard of. They played a bunch of travel games, and they
weren't even sanctioned.
They were, yeah, and it was just very, I don't know, cost a lot of money, and it didn't seem like they were winning enough for all the cost. And not that everybody plays a game to win, right? I wanted my kids to play because they would have the experience, but an
exercise
and everything else, and thought it would be a fun team experience, whatever. And it wasn't what it was cracked up to be. And then the youngest only played his freshman year, and okay, bad mom story. Here you go. He was at practice with his friends, and he and one of his friends were horsing around after practice, and I came to pick him up, and he said, "Mom, my ankle kind of hurts. I think I, messed it up when I was goofing off with my friend." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, how bad does it hurt? Like, do we need to go to the doctor?" "No, it's okay. I can walk on it, but it does kind of hurt." "Okay, no big deal." He plays the rest of the season. I worked at the time basically every weekend. So I hadn't seen a single game that he played. And so finally the last game of the season
was the championship game.
Right. And I'm watching him play, and I'm like, does he always run like that? He looks like he's in pain. Why does he look like that? That looks awful. And after that, we scheduled a doctor's appointment, took him in, and sure enough, when he had goofed off with his friend, he broke his leg. And his foot or ankle? It was his ankle, and he was running on a broken ankle for an entire season, and it was in the midst of healing.
He never complained either.
Never complained of pain. Asked me to tape it a couple of times, and that was it. And I was like, well, maybe he sprained it or something, because it only was like the first month that he was asking me to tape it. And then he had to end up wearing a boot, but it healed. But yeah, my Terrible Mom of the Year award, my son played an entire season of rugby on a broken ankle.
Yeah. But I finally got to understand what was going on with rugby, and then everybody quit playing. Well, the other kids graduated, and then the youngest one decided, well, I don't want to play anymore because, well, his older siblings were graduated and gone.
And I think after he broke his ankle, he was kind of like, maybe I'll just play video games.
Yeah.
As I think he's one of those kids who has a very high pain tolerance. So what I would probably yell or scream or cry, this is painful. He's like, it kind of hurts, Yeah. So I think an entire season of that kind of pain is probably enough to make you go, yeah, I really don't want to play again.
I guess.
Well, and then also in the fall of that following year was when he had appendicitis. And had surgery.
Yeah.
So that poor kid had a rough go for a good year and a half. He ended up having appendicitis, and we had to do surgery, and during surgery his appendix ruptured, and we thought that was fine. 3 days in the hospital, and then we went home, and then the next week he developed an abscess and had to go back to the hospital for another 3 days, come home with a PICC line, have antibiotics for a week, So the poor kid had a rough go for a good year and a half. and it took a while for him to start, being back to his normal self. And then COVID hit, and he had to learn, how to basically be home and
All
do
the
his
time,
own
yeah.
stuff and how to manage his own schooling. And that was, really rough because
They're asking, did it heal okay? His leg is.
Yeah, his leg healed fine. He walks fine. He's actually our tallest child. So
He's taller than the both boys are taller than me.
Right. So the middle one is 6'2", and the youngest is over 6'2" now. He's a freaking giant. He's huge. So maybe he would have been taller, but he's
at least halfway.
Yeah. He's only he'll be 18 here in the next
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. It healed fine, but I think just the kind of the trauma of it all, and then having surgery then and again in the fall, having issues, it just, the kid had a rough go for a few years, and then we had COVID, and so he became a little antisocial, just like everybody in the whole world.
Oh, that's the most. Man, just like the idea of going somewhere. It's not like, and it's not being there because I don't care about all that. Like I went to a show in Chicago on Wednesday and to see a band called Glassjaw. They were doing like this anniversary tour where they played their 2 biggest albums or whatever back to back. And like driving to Chicago is no big deal for me. But like I actually had like some anxiety about driving up there. Like, then when I started getting closer, I was like, oh, then once I got into the traffic and get there and I could run into some friends and I was totally fine then. But like just that initial, like leaving the house and driving a few hours away is like, or like the idea that I'm going to go and like go to a show across town, like I'm leaving the house to go across town and be gone for a few hours. Is such a foreign concept these days. Like, I mean, typically I leave the house in the morning to drive the boy to school, or I'm going to like the grocery store.
Yeah, well,
that's it.
And that's such a change for you. So
it is.
When we met, I've always kind of been a homebody, but when we met, you were like, it was hard for even me to like nail you down to talk to you because you were busy all the time. You were out with friends all the time. You were out at the bars every weekend. Like you were actively busy every night of the week. So like when we first got together, I was like,
the wild stallion.
Not even close. When we first got together, like it, he was so busy all the time. So now for him to be like, I don't know if we're going to go. I don't know if I want to go. I'm like, who the hell is this? This is not this guy. He needs to be out. He needs to be around people. You are such a social person. Like you being here just in the last maybe 6 months since things have started turning the corner with COVID and you've been able to go out more, your personality is better. You seem better. I think having been shut away from everybody really is not good for your spirit.
I'm hoping I would like to see Motley Crue. I've seen Poison before. And I think I've seen Def Leppard. I think those are the main 3 bands playing together, but I've not seen the Crew before. But if the tickets are not super crazy, I wouldn't mind going. And like, there would be a show I wouldn't even mind like a lawn seat. Cause I don't mind, like for me, I'm an up close and personal. I need the amps in my face type show. Like, if you check out, I'll put the link down here for my, other Instagram that I have. I take pictures of shows that I go to. If it works.
If you can type correctly.
Yeah. So I have pictures of shows that I went to in there. So I don't know if that'll come up as a link, but it'll help you find the Instagram account. But I've never seen Motley Crue before. I'd really, really like to go see them. Yeah. As far as this, I don't know. I haven't been paying that close of attention to them if they've been doing any new ketos on the couch content or whatever.
Oh, the keto on the couch. We watched them for quite a long time, and then it seemed like they stopped.
Well, they were continuing to go. They just haven't showed up in my feed, but I don't know if that's like them not posting or if me not clicking on their stuff has removed it from like my homepage or whatever.
Oh,
because I watch a majority of my YouTube on the TV downstairs.
Well,
So
freaking YouTube though, I'm subscribed to your channel and I participate in your channel stuff and it doesn't come up anymore for me anymore. Like I have to actively go to your channel to watch our videos. It's thank you, YouTube.
let's see. South Dakota really never changed during COVID, so I can't imagine how everyone is dealing going back into society like they did pre-2019.
We're working on it. I mean, here, so I think more so because I work in healthcare, it was more impactful for us. And I know, we had mask mandates and things like that, like everybody else. But I work in a hospital. I've worked on the COVID units. I have friends that work at the downtown hospital still where I used to work. And when things first started getting real was when my friends downtown were telling me that they didn't have the necessary equipment to keep themselves safe. And it was terrifying for me that, a friend of mine could catch this disease that nobody knew anything about right away. And they could die and they didn't have the equipment they needed.
So it was terrifying at first. Like,
it was absolutely terrifying.
Like, so she would come home from work, like totally like strip in the garage. We would put everything she'd put everything in like a trash bag. We'd run upstairs. She would get in the shower. I would put everything in the washer right away. Hot water, just wash like kill it with fire type things. Cause we just didn't know.
And just wipe everything down.
And then we were like scouring, trying to find N95 masks for people and making sure nurse friends we knew had them because we just didn't know.
Yeah.
There was so much uncertainty to it all.
And, working in the hospitals, we had like limitations. We had paper surgical masks we were told you had to wear for a week. You had to wear one paper surgical mask for the week and it wasn't replaced unless it was broken or got soiled. So a paper surgical mask is not good for that long. And then we ended up moving from that to getting an N95 and you had to wear your N95 for 7 shifts.
Oh, it's terrible.
And they would clean them in between, sanitize them, which I'm not even sure what that actually meant as far as being sanitized.
What's up, Matt?
Who knows what that means, but it was really kind of working in the unknown and me being scared of what I could bring back to the family. So we really, really.
Well, at that time we had everybody living in our house. We have, basically essentially a 4-bedroom house, and we had 7 people living here at the time
and one of which was a baby.
Yeah, we had a toddler living here, and so now, I mean, we're like this close to being empty nesters,
right?
So.
Yeah, so the whole pandemic thing, we were really, really isolating ourselves because I didn't want to be the person who spread something to somebody that killed them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I think it's just one of those things, like it really changed. I think it changed for us because of the healthcare aspect of it. Mm-hmm. But then, I mean, a lot of things, like a lot of stuff closed down, and then, like we were worried, like our little town, like in where we live, we have a little movie theater, like a little, it's weird to say that an 8-screen movie theater is a little movie theater, but it's the one we like to go to. And we were worried they were closed long enough that they were going to go out of business. We wouldn't have that movie theater to go to anymore. But thankfully they were able to survive. And
as soon as they opened back up, we were there.
Oh yeah. I mean,
they're like, I don't even care about this movie. I've
had concert tickets for years. Like I bought, I think it was late 2019, early 2020. I bought tickets to go see the Deftones. You can see that like right there where I can't.
You
point,
don't know.
I can't point my finger right where it is.
Stand is now.
Yeah, you can see there's a Deftones poster in the back that's signed by the band I got in 2010. But I love the Deftones. I bought tickets to go see them, and then that's been moved like to 2020. Or then it was 2021. Hopefully it's supposed to be May 10th this year. So hopefully we get to go to that. I had like Circus Survive concert tickets that got moved 3 times and then canceled, and just all kinds of stuff that have been moved and canceled. And so, I mean, it was well, in
the whole world, everybody had
the world shut down. Yeah.
Of how that happened for everyone. And
then that makes it awkward going into public now. Like that's one of the things like that when I go and actually run into people now, I'm like, So what's happening? What have you been up to? Oh, staying at home.
Well, and
It's so weird and awkward now.
And still every day at work for me, I wear a mask. So half the people I work with, I've only been at this position for 2 years. Half the people I work with, I wouldn't be able to recognize without a mask on.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what they look like at all.
Well, we're having a lot of fun tonight doing this. This is our first one. Thanks for joining us, Matt.
Hey, Matt. How's it going?
Yeah, Matt's the one that got us to do the weird video, the weird facts,
things about us. Oh, we could fill volumes on volumes.
Yeah, we made that video, and then like every sentence, she's like, "Oh, we should have said this, and we should have said that."
I know. Yeah, definitely a couple of weirdos for sure.
Yeah.
Although, as I've always said, there's no such thing as normal.
There really isn't.
There really is no such thing as normal. So anybody who tries to compare themselves to somebody else that's a pointless effort. You're just going to end up hurting your own feelings. There's no such thing as normal.
Oh, we've been an hour.
Well, that's because we talk a lot.
We do talk a lot.
Yes. Oh, I am wishing right now that there was a pillow in this chair because my back hurts.
You don't like the chair?
Okay, so theoretically it's comfortable.
Yeah, right?
When you first sit down, it's comfortable.
So it's like the matching chair to this one.
Yeah. When you first sit down, it's comfortable, but it's like it loses that.
Yeah, I fell asleep in that chair once.
Lower back support.
I fell asleep in it and woke up and thought I was going to die.
Yeah. Oh, I could totally see that. I could totally see that.
I need to get a new computer chair too.
Do you?
This one is like, well, I sat in it and worked in it for so long now. Like, I'm okay with it. I have to sometimes I have like the butt cushion and like the extra butt cushion, and sometimes I take it out because it just doesn't do its job.
Well, no, you can't blame the cushion.
Well, I don't have a butt. I don't have one.
Seriously.
I need to do like 2 million squats and then spend 14 million hours on one of those Stairmasters.
Literally nothing will get you a butt. You would need to pay for some implants.
Need to go.
He goes from back to crack, and that's it. There's no butt there. There is no butt. He just splits down the middle. There's
I have
no
to
butt.
Cinch my belt so tight and just cuts off the circulation to my legs
because his pants fall down. Because there's no.
It's like
butt.
what's his name? The guy from King of the Hill, Hank Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Very much like I'd say SpongeBob, but you're not square on top.
No.
But very no butt heaven. Good thing I don't like you for your butt.
Yeah. Pretend love.
I wouldn't like you if it was for your butt. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, and then Jason said you've seen them all multiple times too.
Seen what?
So Motley Crue and Poison and everybody. But yeah. So I've seen Poison twice. I don't think I've ever paid to see them. I just ended up getting free tickets.
I would like to see some of those people. Motley Crue.
Yeah, I'd be interested in doing that, Jason. I'm always down to do that. I need to start up doing more interviews and stuff on mine too. But yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely down to do one of these with you. Just
He's
let me know
always
when.
Down to talk.
I like talking. Pretty good at it.
Oh.
Enjoy the game. Good luck. Win. Let us know how everything goes.
Yeah.
And have a great rest of your weekend.
Good luck. We
have fun in South Dakota.
Win the state championship.
Is South Dakota where the Mount Rushmore is? Is that North Dakota?
You're really asking me.
Yeah, because I don't know.
You're really asking me.
You have Google.
I do have Google, but I have no idea. It's which Dakota? Let me just do this. What is it again?
Sounds good, Jason. Where is Rushmore? Yeah.
Rushmore. That was easier. It's somewhere.
Well, obviously it's
Black
somewhere.
Hills, South Dakota.
Oh, that's cool. I want to go there.
There you go. See, I can work Google.
Well, I think we're going to wrap this up. It's been a little over an hour.
And I got to pee.
Keeping it real. So if there's any more questions, if not, we're going to go ahead and call it a night, everybody. Thanks so much
night, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Thanks everyone for coming.
If you think of anything you want to know the answer to later, you can throw it in the comments.
Yeah, just throw it in the comments. Let us know.
And anybody who watches this on a replay, we're sorry.
Nick said he's going to watch it on a replay.
Sweet.
Because I think he's doing a live stream of his own right now.
Nice.
Yeah, just if you're watching this in replay, just put something in the comments, and we'll answer those for you. Thanks again so much for coming out, and have a great night, everybody.
Yeah, have a great night. Bye.
Bye, everybody.